Sheila Hughes. He's Rob Hunter. I'm Bruce St. James. And these are the stories everyone's talking about this morning. We call it the playlist.
Track 1.
Well, the Cain train has officially derailed. It's piled up on the side of the rails like a smoldering wreckage. Anyway, Herman Cain suspended his presidential campaign on Saturday. He says the reason is too much pain being caused his family by all these false accusations and allegations, right? I think the reality is that he was going to have trouble raising any more money moving forward. That and Mrs. Cain was chasing him around the house with a frying pan. That's
yeah.
what I think.
If Mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy.
Mama ain't
so,
happy.
They saw each other for the first time this weekend when he finally made it back to Atlanta to chat face to face. And I'm sure Mrs. Cain's not all that happy. And I think it's interesting that Cain says he might endorse Romney. Because then, is he setting himself up for a VP? Does he want to be VP?
He can't. He's too tainted now. Look, and I'm disappointed in that, too, because I thought he brought some different ideas to the table. Namingly one, the 9-9. I don't know where he stands on any other issue other than 999.
Fair enough.
So it's a shame that that's not going to be part of the debate now. Everybody, let's go back to the 17,000-page tax code that we have now. Always a good idea. Yay!
Track 2.
Well, Sheriff Joe's got some splaining to do.
Uh-oh.
We're hearing about some 400 sex crimes that were reported to MCSO during about a 3-year period that were barely investigated, if they were investigated at all, guys. Now, a lot of this was happening in the El Mirage area because MCSO came in, took over that department when they were having some issues. When El Mirage took the department back is when they found that a lot of these, even like sexual allegations against children, weren't investigated.
Really?
One of the things I thought that stuck out to me is many of these children are children of illegal immigrants. So was this because El Mirage dropped their police department and the sheriffs was trying to, or was this simply, they're easy to ignore because they're children of illegal immigrants. They're not going to complain because they don't want to get deported.
I'm going to withhold final judgment on this, and I'm not willing to blame Sheriff Joe yet for this, although if we do find that there's some sort of systemic problem of looking the other direction, the buck's got to stop somewhere.
Track 3.
Who in the world is advising Jerry Sandusky?
I mean,
seriously, he did an interview with the New York Times over the weekend, and there was a couple things he said that were very interesting.
Interesting.
Number one, he was talking about that Bob Costas question.
Yes.
He says, "Are you attracted to young boys?" And he said,
long
after
pause.
like 17
Yeah.
seconds, he finally said, no. He says, well, I'm attracted to young... This is what he says in the New York Times interview. I'm attracted to young people, both boys and girls.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
That makes it so
really?
much better.
I think his lawyer should say, just don't say a word, stay in your house, don't talk to anybody. That's the best advice you could give this guy.
I think the argument is that his lawyer is part of the problem because he's always sitting next to him when he's saying these stupid things. I sincerely hope he's paying his lawyer with a post-dated check. This is the worst legal advice anyone ever got.
Yeah, and you know what? You'll even see lawyers on television going, what the heck was this attorney thinking? Because every single time Jerry Sandusky is allowed to go on television and is interviewed by somebody, and everybody wants to interview him right now.
Yep.
If he's going to sit down, they're going to take it. It's open mouth, insert foot.
Yeah.
And the attorney not doing a good job right now.
Track 4.
Anyone need any more proof that the TSA is horrible?
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
You need some more?
I'm not convinced yet.
Got a couple for you. How about the 85-year-old grandmother who says she was strip searched last week?
Oh, my goodness.
She opted to not go through the scanner because she has a pacemaker type thing to help her with her heart. They took her in a room and strip searched her.
Oh, boy.
To the point also she got a cut on her leg because she dropped her cane and walker while she was doing this. And then a 17-year-old girl last week, 17 years old, was detained and harassed because she had a handgun, stitched on her purse.
That's ridiculous.
And they said you couldn't take that on an airplane.
Embroidery is now, not allowed on the plane.
Every
right now.
one of them, including my brother.
As far as the TSA is concerned with the 85-year-old grandma, they're denying that this even happened. And I don't know. I read the story, and it just doesn't pass the sniff test for me.
I believe
if
it.
it's true, then it is absolutely ridiculous. But something's just not matching up for me.
But they're not denying the 17-year-old story
No.
at all.
Right,
They're saying, nope, you can't bring a replica gun on an airplane.
Track 5.
All right, guys, forget the booze. French fry bars are going to be the next big thing coming up in 2012.
Really?
So every year they do kind of like this food trends. What's going to be the big thing, around the United States? And American comfort foods. Making a big comeback. Grilled cheese is supposedly going to be taking over the hamburger on the menus, getting a little fancy dance with that.
Yeah.
To the point where they're now making grilled cheese-infused vodka.
Stop line.
Oh, weird. Also, expect to see breakfast, replacing dinner and casual dining becoming a bigger thing.
You know what? I think the best thing to do, though, is combine the fries and the bar. Like, have the booze, because that's a good after-drinking food, because it soaks up the alcohol. You know what I'm saying? So you won't be hungover the next day. That's a trend I could get behind.
My $1 million idea was to open up a bar in Scottsdale and serve nothing but comfort food. We're only open from midnight to 4 a.m.
You're going to make a killing.
And we serve Pop-Tarts and Tostino's party pizzas.
Love it.
What do you think?
Love it.
$1 million idea, right?
I'm in.
It's my $1 million idea.
Track 6.
So in case you guys haven't looked up in a while, the Arizona Cardinals are now 5-7.
Unbelievable.
They beat the Cowboys yesterday in overtime. What a horrible, horrible coaching call. He iced his own kicker.
Who does that?
Just horrendous. The Packers remain unbeaten. But the NFL playoffs overall, they're going to be a mess. It's going to come down to Week 17, and things are all over the place.
I don't even want to discuss my fantasy problems that I'm having. I'm committing fantasy suicide as far as I can. Here's the problem with the NFL right now. There's about 4 or 5 good teams, and then a whole bunch of teams that really shouldn't even be in the league at this point. They're just fodder for the good teams.
At least it's starting to feel like football weather out there, guys.
Okay,
when I had it on the TV yesterday, it felt cold outside. In fact, I think we were colder than Pittsburgh yesterday.
Stop.
That's how different it was.
Ugh.
Yeah, they were like in short sleeves out at the
What
game.
are they thinking?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Granted, they can do that in 30-degree weather.
Exactly.
They're
It's a heat
nuts.
wave.
Okay, exactly. That is the playlist. We do it at the bottom of every hour, 9:30, 10:30, and 11:30. We get you caught up on the stories that people are talking about. We call it the playlist.